I thought I would jump on and answer a question that I get a lot because fear of the unknown really creates a barrier. And I feel like fear of the unknown of what to expect in your first psychiatric appointment or psychiatric evaluation can really prohibit or keep a lot of people from wanting to reach out. So I thought I'd just go through kind of what I do in a normal new intake process for an outpatient psychiatry appointment. Typically, I like to listen and I like to hear what you have to say. What brought you in? What are you struggling with? What are your top 2 or 3 challenges that are really creating a lot of stress and uncomfortability for you right now? I like to hear about what's your sleep look like? What's your appetite look like? Are you skipping meals? Are you eating thoroughly? Are you eating too much? Are you eating too little because you're stressed or you're overworked or you forget? What's your sleep look like? Are you getting good quality sleep? Do you feel rested? Do you wake up throughout the night? How many hours of sleep are you getting? I also like to know about your energy levels. What's your energy level look like throughout the day? Do you feel like you have pretty consistent levels? Do you feel like it kind of fluctuates? Do you feel like you have a drop off at any certain time of day? And then anxiety. If you are struggling with anxiety, what does that look like for you? How does it interfere with your day to day, whether that's work or home or driving or eating or sleeping, right? Is anxiety keeping you up at night and disrupting sleep? Or is anxiety showing up in social situations where you kind of shut down and freeze and don't know what to do? Or is anxiety just kind of a constant low hum going on in the background? I also like to ask about mood. How has your mood been? Do you feel like your mood's been pretty stable, pretty even? Do you get high highs, low lows? Do you feel like you have a few days where you're okay and then you kind of tank and then you feel okay for a few days and then you tank again, right? I want to know about mood stability. Do you get angry easily? Do you get irritated with people or annoyed with little things, right? I like to ask a lot of questions that may or may not seem related to what you originally came in for, but it helps give me clues as to all the things that can be contributing to what's going on. Next, I'd like to talk a little bit about, any kind of medical history that you might have. Do you have a chronic disease? Do you have chronic medical illness? Are you also struggling with migraines or thyroid issues? Or do you also have any kind of like traumatic brain injury, concussions, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, heart problems, right? Those can also contribute to mood and anxiety in different ways as well. Also, I'd like to know about your surgical history. Have you had surgeries? Was that traumatic for you or not? For some people it is, and for some people it's no big deal. They're pretty routine and common. So I like to know about past surgical histories as well. Any allergies that you might have to medications or foods or supplements or things of that nature. And then I also like to talk a little bit about your substance use history. And it's not just drugs and alcohol. There are things in some states that are legal that are and are not legal in other states. So I also ask about other substances like inhalants or kratom or kava, cannabis obviously, but also nicotine and caffeine. Caffeine is also a substance. How much of that is playing into what's going on and what brought you in today? Maybe some, maybe none. So I always ask those questions as well. Again, not to judge you, and I don't care if you're using substances. I'm not here to judge it, but it helps me formulate decisions and make an educated decision because my role is really to give you your options, right? Educate you on what your options are to feel better or to get treatment. Next, I like to talk a little bit about developmental and family history. Do your parents, your biological parents, if you know them or if they're living, do you know if they have any medical issues or any mental health issues? What if you have siblings? Did any of your siblings have any medical or mental health issues happening as well, right? So I like to take in as much information as I can about you. Sometimes that takes 2 sessions or 3 sessions, and that's okay. That's not uncommon. So I like to really listen to all of the things that are contributing to what's bringing you in, because it's not always about throwing a pill at you or telling you there's nothing wrong with you, it's in your head, right? Those are 2 rather extreme examples, but it's really about gathering information and coming up to a conclusion. And then lastly, I like to talk about, well, this is what I'm hearing. This is what I'm thinking is going on. And this is why I think that this is what's happening based on A, B, and C. And here are your options for treatment. Options can include, self-care, therapy, supplements, diet, lifestyle, medication sometimes other treatments like ketamine or TMS. There are lots of options available to people, and I like people to be educated on what's available and what they could realistically do. And so that's pretty much what we're doing in initial assessment in your first psychiatric appointment or your first psychiatric eval, is really fact finding, information gathering about what's going on, what's helping, what's hurting, what's giving you support. I also like to ask about, what do you do for social support? What do you do for fun? If you don't have anything for fun, that gives me a hint too. So after I gather this information, after we talk about what I think is going on, I like to talk with you about, what are your thoughts? What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? And out of your options that we've given for treatment, based on what you have stated is bothersome for you and based on your medical history and your developmental history, which of those options is realistic for you? Some people want to take medication, some people don't. Some people want to do supplements, some people don't. It just depends. But I always like to ask, what's realistic for you? Because I'm not here to push anything on you. Like I said, I'm here to educate you. And if I think something might be of benefit, I'm going to say that. But ultimately, it's your decision. And if you don't agree with things that your provider is saying, again, like I've said in other videos, make sure that you find someone that you connect with and that you feel comfortable and safe with. But that's basically it in an initial evaluation. You can either return to me for treatment after that or not, depending on what we decide upon. But it's ultimately, the ball's in your court. You are in the driver's seat with this, and I'm here to help guide you, but I'm not here to make the decisions for you. So being transparent about things and knowing what is realistic for you in your day-to-day life, what changes you can make, what you're willing to do, how much work you're willing to put in versus what's realistic, are all entirely things that you decide on your own and with your provider. That's kind of in a nutshell. I hope that helps clear things up for you. If you have any other questions that you'd like for me to answer, please feel free to drop one in the comments below. Or if you prefer to remain anonymous, you can go to the website and click on Contact Us or Contact Me, and it will come straight to my email, and I won't disclose your name or anything. I'll keep it completely anonymous, and we can answer it on here. So I hope that you have a great day. Thank you so much for joining, and feel free to reach out. Check us out on AlignedLifeJourney.com.